Greetings, 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 good people. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whatever time of the day you are watching this video. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. Today is Wednesday. It is September 10th. The year is 2025, and there's a whole lot of going on. And there's some things that I do want to talk about. Some things I'm not going to touch. Breaking news, if you guys haven't already heard, Charlie Kirk. He was a part of the Trump administration. Unfortunately, he was popped while he was giving a speech at a university in Utah, and it was fatal. Okay, so it's being reported all over social media that at the age of 31, he is no longer with us. Okay, Charlie Kirk. They're saying that the suspect has been caught. They caught one guy, and he was in custody. He was a suspected popper, and it wasn't him. And now they're saying that the actual person who did the act was spotted on the roof minutes before the incident, and they have captured him. So that's pretty much all I have to say regarding that. I'm not going to dive deep into that and give my opinions. It's an unfortunate situation, regardless of how people may have felt about him. He had some controversial political views. Either way, he didn't. It's just unfortunate. Okay, he was somebody's family member. He's someone's loved one, and he is no longer here. Anyway, thoughts and prayers to his family. A lot of political figures are posting online. Kamala Harris, the office of Joe Biden, Bernie Sanders, and a couple of senators have posted onto their social media just basically condemning this act of violence and saying that this type of violence has no place in this country, and they're sending their thoughts and prayers. Okay, so as you're coming in, please like the video. All right, that is your admission fee. Hit the like button, drop down in the comments, share your thoughts. If you are watching the replay or the re-upload, same rules apply. Okay, like the video, drop your comments, share your thoughts. All right, so we got a cute lineup today. Cardi B, she is pretty much in album rollout mode, so she's continuing on with the shenanigans for her rollout. I think she's doing a pretty good job. She's doing what needs to be done. You know, Cardi B is like a comedian, so she's making light of a lot of things, negative things that people have been saying about her, and she's using it to her advantage. So good for her. Porsha and Simon, is this divorce finally over? Okay, I have gotten so tired of seeing them post about each other, news about them circulating on social media. Hopefully it is over and they can go their separate ways, because I am tired. All right. Kelli Ferrell, Real Housewives of Atlanta castmate, she is facing a little bit of legal trouble. One of her neighbors, got a restraining order against her. What the heck is her deal? All right. And then also David, the pop singer that his Tesla was in an impound lot, and they found a decomposed body in this car of his. There's somewhat of an update regarding that as well. And then we got a couple of other, hot topics sprinkled in between. So like I said, as you're coming in, get comfortable, drop down in the comments, like the video, like the video, like the video. All right. So before we get to those juicier topics, I thought this was interesting. Interestingly stupid, but I want to get your thoughts. All right, so let me know what you think about what this brother had to say. Apparently someone at his job was eating his lunch. All right, this seems to be like a recurring thing with people. I don't know why anyone would go into a refrigerator at their place of employment and take out someone else's food and consume it. You don't know what you're ingesting, and it's pretty much theft. Okay, so people who do that are dead wrong. But here's what this young man decided to do in retaliation. Like to hear it? Here it go.
Say these bitches just fired me over a fucking sandwich. That was mine. Y'all already know how it is in the workspace. Folks be leaving their food in the lunchroom. I'm one of them people because, I like to... Bitch, I don't gotta walk around with my food every day, bitch. It's my lunch. My name on it. You should know it's mine. On God, for like the past week, my food has just been coming up missing. Not even just my food. My homegirl, K. Rican, that's her name. Her food been coming up missing. It's like, bitch, who the fuck been eating our food? So, you know me, I ain't gonna trip over no food because, bitch, there's plenty of food in the world, so, but I'm finna play with y'all bitches. So it's me just going around the job, making regular conversation. Oh, what you allergic to? What you this and that, Bitch, I'm finna get y'all hoes. I don't know what came over me. Something was just telling me it's Wilson that be eating all your food. Ask her what she allergic to. When I say the bitch stay eating, she always eating throughout the whole 10-hour shift. She always eating. So I was just like, it gotta be this bitch eating my food. So boom, she told me that she was allergic to peppers and stuff and all that extra ass shit. Mind you, this was yesterday when I went and got the ghost pepper sauce I got it from Popeyes. I was like, y'all got extra ghost pepper sauce? Just put a little in the bag. Man, when I say I might have drenched my sandwich with ghost pepper sauce, bitch, that shit was so drenched, the bitch probably thought it was mayonnaise because she like mayonnaise just like me. And this how I got her. I walked into work today with my food, and I'm like, ooh, my best friend made me some good-ass food. She made me a good-ass burger. Just making it, because, bitch, I'm finna catch one of y'all hoes. I went to go do my rounds about an hour later. It was number ambulance outside. This bitch face flared the fuck up, neck flared the fuck up. She going off, can't even barely talk, saying that I poisoned her and shit. Girl, kiss my ass. And I got fired because of that. No shade. My GM gonna call me talking about you were purposely targeting her for eating your food and stuff. You damn right I'm targeting somebody for eating my food. The bitch shouldn't have been eating my shit. Fuck. So I'm jobless. And when I say,
social media was a good idea, but I don't think it was well thought out. So you basically coming onto social media and incriminating yourself. That lady could most certainly sue the hell out of that company. If I was her, I wouldn't sue him. I would sue the company. You basically premeditated trying to kill somebody. This was premeditated. Yes, I understand. She shouldn't be touching your food. I get it. That's theft. I get that. But the way you decided to retaliate and then you come on to social media and post a video thinking that what you're saying is so cute. And there's a lot of people co-signing him in the comments. And I just wonder when adults, because he looks like he's an adult, when adults are going to understand, street justice versus what you can be held accountable for in a court of law. They're two totally separate arenas. You literally came onto social media and admitted that not only you committed a crime, but you planned on it. Going around asking what people are allergic to is absolutely insane. Okay, I didn't find this cute. I don't find it funny. And if you end up getting charges pressed against you, serves you right. It costs to be stupid. People have to suffer the consequences for their stupidity, okay? Now, speaking of stupid, Don Lemon is my boy. I don't think Don Lemon is stupid, but Don Lemon is my boy. I like Don Lemon. Don Lemon has his YouTube channel, and, he goes live almost every day. And I don't know, I just like Don Lemon, even when he was on CNN. So for whatever reason, Don Lemon is taking his journalism up a notch, and he's getting out in the field like Geraldo used to do. And I'm a little bit concerned for his safety, okay? Because Don Lemon is very smart. He's witty. He can defend himself. But I don't know how I feel about him engaging with certain types of people face to face. Okay, so we're going to pray for our big brother, Don Lemon. But take a look at this exchange. So he posted this to his Instagram page, and I thought that this was very interesting. I don't have time for stupid, but this was a very interesting exchange, and I was quite entertained. Like to hear it? Here you go.
Don Lemon.
You're a fucking moron, dude.
Thank you. So are you.
Except you've never heard anything I've had to say, and I've heard a whole bunch of what you've
I'm glad you
say.
watch me.
No, I don't.
You said you don't watch me, but yet you know who I am.
CNN and MSNBC were full of shit. Every once in a while I'd see
What do you watch?
talking. I watch all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, but why do you say CNN and MSNBC are full of shit?
Because they lie. They lie about genocide. It
Calling
was
it.
obvious what it was on about October 17th.
That it was genocide?
Yeah.
You said they lied about genocide, that it wasn't genocide. I thought you were saying that it wasn't genocide.
No. They lied that it was. Yeah, they lied that it wasn't. That's
Court
why I
has
said
said
you're a moron to begin with.
Why would you call me a moron?
Because you're
Because you are a right-wing
because you're
crazy.
big and think that you're something, man.
I'm supposed to not think that I'm anything? What are you talking
You're
about?
welcome to think that you're something, but
And what do you think you are?
Oh, I'm just me.
But why would you insult people like that? I wouldn't dare ever walk up to someone on the street and call them an idiot, not unless I had like a terrible self-respect and I wanted to like lash out at someone because I felt bad about myself or that I didn't accomplish enough. I would never walk up to someone and belittle them unless there was something that's wrong with me that I need some therapy about. Because you didn't accomplish much with your life, it doesn't mean that you have to insult me.
You better tell him that.
You said, I know you, and I said, I'm Donald, and you said, yes, you're a moron. You get clipped all the time, and I don't watch you. But that doesn't make sense because you say I get clipped all the time, so you must watch me. So you're not making any sense.
Is that not making any sense?
No, because then you wouldn't know who I am if you didn't watch me. Yet you know.
Know what?
Yet you know who I am.
Yeah.
And you watch the clips.
Yeah.
And in order to know their nonsense, it means you would have to watch them.
Okay, so what?
Okay, but you're saying you don't. You have an issue that you have to insult other people in order to feel better about yourself. Hold on. All you know about me is what you see, a clip of me that somebody else put up or that I put up. And so you don't really watch. If you don't really watch me, you don't know me.
Don.
Anyway, nice to meet you.
Go find a library.
Dude's drunk.
He's drunk? Yeah,
He said, "Dude, go find a library." That was really good to watch. You know, I watched it like 2 or 3 times in a row. I like Don Lemon. He was I don't know where he was, but there was like a press conference of some sort with Marjorie Taylor Greene, and she was answering questions because the alleged victims of Jeffrey. They basically stated that they're going to take matters into their own hands and release information as they see fit. So Marjorie Taylor Greene was there, I think, at the press conference. There was a whole bunch of press there. So he got close enough to her and was asking her questions. And she told him, get away from me. You're a misogynist. That's why they fired you from CNN. And apparently he's been going to her office trying to get statements and stuff like that. So Don Lemon seems to be kind of transitioning and he is getting in the field. I don't know Don Lemon this way. I know him behind the news desk and I do watch his YouTube channel, but I'm a little concerned for my big brother Don. All right, you take it easy out there. There's idiots that don't like people who are smart. And you can see this guy, he's so dumb that he doesn't even. Don, be careful. Just be very, very careful. But I do like his approach and I like that he's not scared. But safety first, Don, okay? We don't want your mama having to worry about you out there in these streets. All right, up next, this story I thought was interesting. I saw this yesterday, but I didn't get time to fit it into the live or didn't get a chance to. So Russell Wilson is sparking a debate among social media users after surprising Ciara with baby number 5 requests during a Q&A session for her new album. Okay, when is Cinco coming? This is what Russell Wilson asked in the middle of her doing press and doing a Q&A with, I'm pretty sure, like media outlets and some of her supporters. Her album, how many copies did it sell? I forgot. It did not make the Billboard 200. I know that much, but I forgot how many copies it sold. And it did in my opinion, did pretty well because she is an independent artist. She's not signed to a label. So some people may consider that a flop because she did not make the Billboard 200. But anyway, let's take a listen to what Russell Wilson had to say. Like to hear it. Here you go.
Babe, that is such a private conversation. Oh, Lord. I mean, y'all don't even practicing like we're trying to make Cinco. Cinco is going to come when God has Cinco.
When is Cinco coming?
Babe, that is such a private conversation.
And Cinco is Espanol for the number 5. Okay, so they have children together. They have 3 biological children together. And then, as you guys know, Ciara entered the relationship with Russell Wilson with Little Future, but he considers Little Future his son. He basically raised him. So yeah, even though that's not his biological son. There were mixed reviews about this. Some people were saying that, he was controlling. And there's a comment here, on purpose due to a little insecurity. He's always bringing this up during her time to shine for other things. I'm sure they have a loving marriage, but I don't like the always bringing it up when they're supposed to be talking about her projects. Okay. I'm not familiar with him always doing this. I don't really follow them like that. Only like when there's something major going on. So I'm not sure if he does this often. This person said that he does. Some people say that he's just corny, and it's like corny. They're just being corny with each other, showing how much he loves her. And others are saying that he wants to keep her barefoot and pregnant. So there's a lot of mixed reviews. Okay. So someone else wrote, wrong place, wrong time, and getting played at this point. I love their love, but yeah, this was cringy. I agree that it was a little bit cringy. So far, Russell has displayed himself to be an upstanding man, husband, father. I don't see any red flags, but then again, I'm not looking for any, and not to mention, we don't have any real interaction with him to know, people are always going to find something off. Even if things are pretty much all good on the surface, some people are going to say, no, it's too good to be true. It's too cookie cutter. It's too performative. There's always going to be someone who feels that way. So I hope that behind closed doors, that everything is A-okay and everything is all good, and neither one of them are suffering behind closed doors, because I would hate that and hate to know that those children are growing up in any sort of an uncomfortable, dysfunctional environment. I choose to believe that everything is all good on the home front, in front of people and behind the scenes. I'm choosing to believe that. Okay. So color me corny. So these are some of the comments. I think y'all are really doing too much about Ciara and Russell Wilson. A few days ago, y'all were celebrating their love and how he raised her son as his own, and now they're doomed. Vicious cycle. Someone else posted, Ciara and Russell Wilson want another child. Baby Cinco is a running joke amongst the fans. Trying to negatively spin this shows you're a stranger to being loved properly. He fully supports her career and pushes her to be her best, which she's overstated. Based on her last couple of projects and how she talks about, her music and how she talks about her husband, to me, it comes across as he is extremely supportive. And she pretty much does what she wants as it pertains to her career. She loves her family, but I don't know. I choose to believe that everything is all good between the two of them. Russell Wilson is Ciara's op, low key, because you at her album release party asking for another baby instead of her album. Well, if it's a running joke between the fans, then I guess color me on the outside. But I can understand that. Like I said, I don't really follow them like that unless there's a story like this, or when Ciara, it was reported that Ciara added Wilson to Little Future's last name, even though she did it a while back. For whatever reason, it came out recently. So yeah, like I said, I'm choosing to believe everything is all good between them, because that's what I want to see. I respect both of them. They're curating what appears to be a safe, healthy, nurturing environment for their children. Hats off to both of them, and they got my respect. All right, moving along. So Deadline is reporting that Power Origins, all right, they basically casted young Tommy and young Ghost, okay? I'm a huge fan of the Power franchise, but I was a bigger fan when Courtney Kemp was writing. It's her show. It's not 50 Cent's show. Okay. I'm going to continue to say that. For when I used to do reviews on Power and I used to do, discussions and stuff like that, I always reminded folks that this is Courtney Kemp's creation, not 50 Cent. 50 Cent didn't create. 50 Cent didn't write. This is all Courtney Kemp. However, Courtney Kemp is no longer with the franchise. I think she left. She left the second to last season, if I'm not mistaken, after Ghost got popped, of the original OG Power. She signed a deal with Netflix, and she has put out one project so far, if I'm not mistaken. I do miss Courtney Kemp. I like her she's just very creative and intelligent, and I do miss the Power after shows. Remember they used to have little after shows, or they would have before the after shows, Courtney Kemp would basically kind of do like a behind the scenes and kind of break down the scenes with some of the characters, and she curated each and every one of those characters, and it just sucks because the franchise, the episodes, to me it's just declining. I do like Raising Kanan, but I see where they're about to ruin Raising Kanan. I watched maybe the first couple of episodes of Force on the first season, but I didn't go beyond that. Power Book 2 was a disaster, in my opinion. I thought the writing was horrible in comparison to OG Power. So now we're doing Power Origins, all right? Now, these two young men that have been casted to play young Tommy and young Ghost are not the two young men that we saw. Remember, there was a trailer at the end of OG Power, I think it was, in one of them seasons. And everyone was excited, and we thought that we were going to be getting like a Power origin story. We thought, hell, by now in Raising Kanan, that Kanan would have already met Ghost and Tommy. That still hasn't happened. So I don't know. I just if you don't have good writers, and I don't think that anybody can do this better than Courtney Kemp. So it's just going to be a matter of me watching out of, I guess, kind of like obligation, because I've been watching the franchises thus far. So yeah, how do you guys feel about this? When this is supposed to be coming, we don't know. I think a lot of people, once Ghost got taken out, I think a lot of people signed off and they weren't feeling it. So, and I don't know. Sometimes, man, some people can just really ruin a good thing. I'm not excited about it. You know, like I said, even though I watched Raising Kanan, I like Raising Kanan because I think Raquel is a phenomenal character. And she's a phenomenal actress, okay? I did like Power Book 2 because I liked, the actors. I do like Mary J. Blige. I don't think she's a great actress, but I like her. I like Woody McLean, the one who played Bobby Brown in the New Edition biopic story. He's a great actor. I like all the Tejada kids. I don't know. I've grown accustomed to them. Tyreek, still can't stand Applehead Tyreek, okay? So I'm going to be tuned in to see Power Origins. I want to see how this is going to go. I think that they definitely should get Courtney Kemp back, drop a bag on her, and get her back. To me, that's the only way it can be done right. She created these characters. So it's like things are going to have to make sense. And in order for it to be really, 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 really good, I think Courtney Kemp needs to come back on board. All right, who's up next? Oh, Lord. Simon and Porsha. Okay, if you're just joining, welcome, welcome, welcome. Please hit the like button. If you're watching the replay and you're just joining, please hit the like button, drop down in the comments, and share your thoughts. All right. I don't know about y'all, but I am so tired of this breakup. This has been like the longest breakup ever between Porsha and Simon. All right. So Porsha Williams, she wins the legal battle as ex-Simon Guobadia's divorce appeal is denied. All right. This is according to the Jasmine brand, and the article reads, a Georgia judge has rejected Simon's appeal to overturn their prenup, upholding the terms of their divorce finalized in June 2025. Their divorce was finalized, and here it is, September. And what's going on here? Okay. The ruling grants the RHOA star $40,000 per month in spousal support for 14 months, half the equity in their home, with housing costs covered by Simon for the next 36 months, several luxury vehicles, and $224,000 in legal fees. Child, no wonder why Simon is pissed. He got to come up off that munyon. All right. However, despite the ruling, Simon isn't backing down. The Nigerian businessman told People, we intend to continue pursuing this appeal as we have not yet exhausted all legal remedies. Simon, let me tell you something. You're an older man. Okay, that was my the arm of my mic, if you guys heard that noise. You're an older man, sir. Just surrender. Just surrender, okay? This is you're gonna pay this for what? For 14 months, and then You take care of the house expenses and stuff like that for 36 months. By the time you blink and snap, it'll all be over. Just Porsha made out with this situation, okay? He goes on to say, I anticipate a resolution within approximately 12 to 24 months, depending on how far the opposition chooses to take the matter. Sir, this is all because of your lust. All right? You was eyeing Porsha while you was still with Fallon, okay? Knowing that Fallon and Porsha were friendly. They might not have been besties or friends, but they were friendly. All right? That woman was in your house. And because of your lust, you know, it's costing you. All right? So, listen, Simon, I don't want to hear nothing else about you trying to appeal this and appeal that. You're going to piss the judges off. All right? They're probably already pissed off with you and annoyed with you. That's why she getting $40,000 a month and getting her legal fees paid for. So, in addition, I have a federal defamation case that has yet to be heard, and we are now preparing for the discovery phase at the pace set by the federal court. He added, I am a very patient man. Patience has served me well for over 40 years in both my personal and professional life, and I am confident that I will ultimately prevail. Stay tuned. He's so dramatic. Simon, your lawyers are going to encourage you to keep going because they're going to be getting paid, but it's like, just take your L. All right. You know, sometimes you pay to learn, and you paid and hopefully learned a valuable lesson. All right. Now, people accused him of being a scammer. I don't know if that's true. He ain't never scammed me. All right. And the scammer got scammed. It is what it is. Get over it. Please move on. Please move on. All right. Speaking of moving on, I don't understand what this little Mighty Mouse got going on. Okay. So a judge grants a temporary protective order against Kelli Ferrell after her neighbor claims that she entered her home without permission and had to be physically restrained. Why y'all think y'all could step up on people's property? Now, what if that lady would have this is in Georgia. You know, they have the stand your ground law, right? What if that lady would have taken out her hammer and let some things ring? Then what? This is so crazy. So a Georgia judge recently granted a temporary restraining order to the neighbor of Kelli Ferrell after she claimed Kelli entered her home without permission and nearly attacked her. According to Us Weekly, Kelli's neighbor, whatever her name is, last name Cash, who also happens to be an HOA board member, stupid, claims the incident occurred on August 9th after a vehicle near Kelli's property was booted for being parked in a fire lane. So the woman alleges that Kelli, accompanied by others, so you came with an entourage, entered her private patio through her gate and had to be physically restrained. She says that during that time, Kelli displayed bizarre behavior and hurled insults at her. Cash, that's the neighbor, also claims that she has video footage of the incident. Wait till that gets leaked. She requested that a judge order Kelli to stay away from her and her family and that Kelli receive psychiatric and psychological services. A judge granted the temporary restraining order requiring Kelli to stay 30 yards away. A hearing is set for September 22nd to determine if the order will become permanent. Somebody said Tinkerbell is feisty. Yeah, because she's little. I hope that this lady is granted a permanent restraining order, because why are you rolling up in people's houses? What the hell is wrong with y'all? Maybe she was drunk and then she had people probably egging her on and encouraging her foolishness. You came with an entourage, so you didn't come in peace. Now, let me tell you something. If TMZ gets a hold of that footage, they're going to pay that lady a handsome amount, and that footage is going to be all over the TMZ. All right, let's look at some of the comments. Someone said, I saw HOA and automatically sided with Kelli, but don't go in anyone's house, girl. We need you for the show. Her kids need her. Can already imagine the dinner scene where this headline in its exact format will be brought up, right? So, Kelli, you like entering people's houses, huh? As the forks clank on the plate and people stop and look bewildered. This season gonna be so good. People got to stop going in people's house, though. There's been multiple shootings over the last few weeks with people losing their life to this. Those Pisces women are hell, boy. I don't give a damn if you a Pisces. I don't care what your zodiac sign is. I don't care how much you like her or whatever. She dead wrong for going up in that woman's house. And if something would have happened to her and she would have been severely injured or something fatal happened, it would have been your fault, Kelly. Where the hell do you people like get the balls from to think that you could step up on somebody else's property? And over what? Did she do something to your children? And even still then, just don't step up on nobody's property and you walking into people's houses. Are you crazy? I want to see the footage. Bravo needs to get a hold of that, but I guarantee TMZ will get a hold of that footage before Bravo does. Kelly, girl, you crazy. You absolutely crazy. You ain't met the right one yet. That's why you think you tough. All right, speaking of housewives of Atlanta, Love and Hip Hop Atlanta alum Tammy Rivera joins RHOA for season 17. So this, let me tell you something. They might as well change the show to Real Housewives of Love and Hip Hop, okay? Because allegedly, well, not allegedly, K. Michelle is supposed to be a part of the cast of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Tammy Rivera is supposed to be like, I guess, a friend of the show. So Tammy Rivera is stepping back into reality TV, joining the Real Housewives of Atlanta for a handful of guest appearances this season. Meanwhile, drama is already brewing behind the scenes. Porsha and Shamia's unresolved fallout from season 16 reunion still lingers, with Kelly siding with Shamia. Angela and Drew are clashing with K. Michelle. Lord, K. Michelle is going to come to chew the girls up. So K. Michelle, she's the one that is hosting the first cast trip to Dallas and making her presence known. Pinky Cole is staying out of the mess, but dealing with tax issues off camera. It's shaping up to be a season full of shade, shifts, and surprises. Tammy is also the ex-wife, were they married? Of rapper Waka Flocka Flame. They were legally married? I don't remember. It's been so long. Yeah, she was on Love and Hip Hop, and then they had their own show on WeTV. I think that Bravo is trying to, with the Housewives franchises, because of their inability to, I guess, cast wisely, in my opinion. I think that their biggest competition is Zeus Network with all of these baddie shows and all of these like fighting reality-esque type of shows. I think this is just an assumption that that's their competition. So I can understand shaking up the cast, but are these people going to be a good fit? What is the end goal? Like, what is the end goal? What are you trying to accomplish? Are you trying to get more drama on the show? Are you really trying to kind of merge the Housewives brand with a little bit of Love and Hip Hop? Are you trying to make the show like ghetto, like the shows on Zeus? Like, what's the objective here? I don't quite understand. I'm not knocking, Pinky Cole, K. Michelle, and Tammy Rivera being a friend of the show. I'm not knocking it at all, but K. Michelle gonna chew everybody up. She's not one to hold back whatsoever. I think that they're just mostly thinking about ratings. I get that. They have quotas to fill. But is this the way to do it, though? And like I said, it's no shade to Tammy, but Love and Hip Hop meets Housewives of Atlanta, or Housewives and Love and Hip Hop. Those two franchises are quite different. So merging the two is going to be extremely interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I know people in the comments were saying bring Nene back. I don't want Nene at all on Housewives of Atlanta returning. I like Nene. She's one of my favorite characters, I guess, on TV. I just want to see Nene do her own thing. I think she's graduated beyond the Housewives franchise, and I would love to see her just venture out and do something other than Housewives. She has a great personality. She's extremely entertaining. So I think that she has plenty of options out there. And I think that she should exercise all of them and stay away from the Housewives franchise. Is Candy planning on coming back? I don't think so, right? Anyway, moving along. When are y'all going to get Kodak Black some help? So there's this video circulating of Kodak Black sipping on something. It looks like it is in a cough syrup bottle. Some people think that it is drank or lean or whatever the heck they call it this week. And his attorney now is saying that the rapper was drinking juice, not lean. And he's driving, by the way. So the Florida rapper, sidebar, do you guys know that there's a county in Florida that has a Kodak Black Day? Like, they gave this man his own day. The Florida rapper recently shared a video of himself driving on Miami's I-95, my God, while appearing to sip cough syrup through a straw and bragging about sipping that drank raw. Naturally, the clip sparked widespread concern from fans, as many believe that he was consuming lean because behind the wheel. Lean, a highly addictive concoction, is normally made by mixing prescription strength cough syrup with soda. However, Kodak's lawyer, Bradford Cohen, told TMZ there was no need to worry because he was just trolling and had actually replaced the cough syrup with juice before recording. Here is my question, Bradford. How the hell do you know that? You weren't there. But you know what? I'm not knocking you, Bradford. You are getting paid big bucks to defend your client. So if the lawyer said he's drinking juice, wink, wink, I guess he's drinking juice. This is so sad. Absolutely, positively sad. Look what people are not buying that. I don't know. Kodak Black, he just don't look right. He doesn't look right. He doesn't look well. Listen, he a grown man. He gonna do whatever the hell he want to do. When people are ready to truly get help, if they feel they need help, they'll get help. All right, moving along. So this David fella, okay, the criminal case takes an interesting turn. So this is the gentleman whose Tesla was in an impound lot, and one of the attendees of the lot noticed a foul odor coming from this car in particular, which was registered to David, right? So he's cooperating, with authorities, and the body was severely decomposed. That's what the reports are saying. So now they've determined that the victim is a female. All right. The body is chopped up, charred. They said it was in a plastic bag. This is all creepy, if you ask me, all right? So because of this, Crocs and Hollister, they dropped the singer David after a rotting corpse found inside his Tesla. So the brands, they pulled promotional images of David, whose real name is David Anthony Burke, from their website and social media pages just days after unveiling him as the face of their Dream Drop collaboration. So Crocs and Hollister, they did a collab. It was the first of its kind. David was the face of it. He's amassed so much social media buzz. His streams are through the roof. He was an artist that I guess was discovered like on TikTok, and he has 2 singles. One of the singles is titled Romantic Homicide. Very interesting. But yeah, they pulled him basically. They don't want no bad press associated with this. They said until the investigation is over, we ain't with that. All right. So this is, let me see. So inside the truck of the vehicle, cops found human remains sealed inside a bag. Authorities said that the Tesla had been at the tow yard for several days before the grisly discovery. The victim is a woman approximately 5'2" with wavy black hair, found wearing a tube top, black leggings, a yellow bracelet, stud earrings, and bearing a shh tattoo. I forgot what other outlet I was reading. They said that the tattoo was on her finger. All right. The car is registered in Texas to David Anthony Burke, the 19-year-old singer known professionally as David. The LAPD said that the investigation is active and ongoing. The identity of the deceased has not been released, and detectives have not publicly linked the musician to foul play. The singer, he shot to prominence with his viral hits, Hear Me and Romantic Homicide, which racked up billions of streams on Spotify. The sophomore album, Withered, was released in April with a deluxe edition slated to drop September 19th. All right, so he has been on tour with who? SZA on her SOS Arena tour, yada, yada, yada. So Fortnite basically used one of his songs. So I'm talking about, this guy is big. He's a big freaking deal. All right. And his concert reviews have been great. He's on tour now, but he's said to be cooperating with police. LAPD officials said that the Tesla was impounded prior to the body's discovery, though they did not specify why the vehicle was towed. Yesterday, when I went live, I kept on saying, when a car is brought to an impound lot, there is always paperwork that determines why the car was brought to the impound lot. That wasn't being reported. I didn't see anything on TMZ, since they be acting like they know everything. The New York Post, any of these blogs on social media, or any of the local news outlets. I saw one thing that said that the car had been parked illegally and it was towed. Then they're saying that the car was stolen. Is there a report that the car was stolen? So how is it that no one knows why the vehicle was towed? That is BS in my opinion. And I think that either one of two things. There's some foul play foolishness going on, or they're keeping certain things hidden from the public while they conduct their investigation, which I can understand. So investigators are working to identify the victim and determine the cause of death. Never mind. Police confirmed that the body was badly decomposed when found. The LA County Medical Examiner's Office is expected to conduct an autopsy. Crocs and Hollister had touted their Dream Drop collection as a milestone, yada, yada, yada. So he's basically dropped from Hollister and Crocs. So neither Burke nor his representatives have commented publicly on the police probe or his removal from the campaign. His official website still lists upcoming tour dates, including shows in Berlin, Paris, London, and London later this month. So basically, he hasn't said anything. I think that's smart. Don't say anything. I'm pretty sure his legal counsel is telling him not to say anything. So the LAPD said that no arrests have been made and further details will be released pending the coroner's report. The investigation remains open. So I'm pretty sure they have to alert, once they find out or identify the deceased, I'm sure they have to alert their family. They're going to make an attempt to alert their family. This seems sketchy. I don't think it's wise for him to say anything, but that's weird. And the fact that they're not saying why the car was towed, that's even weirder. Don't Teslas have cameras on them? Like, nobody can look at the camera footage. Those things are so high tech. So something in the milk ain't clean. Something in the milk ain't clean. I already said what I thought. It sounds real ritualistic, but that's just my opinion. All right. So who's up next? Who is up next on the list? Oh, Offset. Okay. So Offset is doing promo because he released the album and he is doing shows. So he basically is saying that Cardi's sophomore album is hard. So he's wishing her all the best. All right. Cardi B's estranged husband Offset says he's for sure going to support her sophomore album. That is hard. Now, here's another couple that have been separated for some time and they ain't divorced yet, just like Papoose and Remy. What is the holdup? Is it that you guys have to divide assets? Like, did anybody have a prenup? I don't know. I think they're going to end up getting back together. And I think if Cardi B is pregnant, I wouldn't be surprised if it really is Offset's and not her boyfriend. But that's just me thinking out loud. Anyway, speaking to TMZ at LAX, Offset expressed that he's for sure going to show love to his soon-to-be ex-wife Cardi when Am I the Drama drops on September 19th, hinting that he's already heard the highly anticipated project. Offset added, that ish hard. She gonna do her big one too. So Offset released his third studio album, Kiari, last month, and he is currently on tour with NBA YoungBoy. Have you guys been seeing the footage of people at the NBA YoungBoy concerts? My goodness, he got a hold on them, huh? Those arenas that young man has sold out are insane. Insane. So it is good to see that he is seemingly supporting Cardi B after talking so much trash, trying to be subliminal on social media. It is good to see him seemingly support her. All right, so let's see who is up next. make sure you guys are liking the video, please, if you are catching the replay, or if you're just joining, welcome. Welcome to She Royal Bee Live, all right? Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, share the video, and comment. All right, up next, Cardi B. She was on J Hud's show, basically saying that she wants more kids, all right? So let's see. Hopefully I could play this without any issues. All right, like to hear it. Here you go.
Control me. Is that you gonna pray about it? I'm gonna pray about it. Okay. And it's gonna come to you where you're gonna put blossoms.
Yeah.
Tattoo. And the other one is in your arm?
Yes, right here, culture, wave. Now I'm thinking, there's too many kids. Oh my God.
Do you think you're gonna have more kids?
Yes.
You are?
Mm-hmm.
The way she said yes is like she already pregnant, ain't it?
Oh.
Yes, it's like the more kids you have, the less of a possibility you go to like a home. One of them is gonna wipe my butt.
No shade, but what season of Jennifer Hudson's show is this? Jennifer Hudson really got a show? Like every time I see clips and when I watch like little snippets of the show online, she doesn't give me daytime TV host. She just doesn't give me daytime TV host. But whatever. I ain't knocking her. So basically Cardi B said that she wants more kids. And the more the merrier. She's always, even before she had her first child, she's always said that she wanted lots and lots and lots of children. So listen, if you want to have children and you know that you're going to be there for your children and you can provide for your children, have as many children as you want. You know, it's better than people spitting out kids and they don't really want their children. You get what I'm saying? Either way, it's her body, her choice, right? Ain't that how the saying go? All right, speaking of Cardi B, she is doing her promo for her album, Am I the Drama? So you guys know that Cardi B she has a good personality. She has a fun personality. She was a social media personality before she really started taking music seriously. So she is basically campaigning for herself, and she's poking fun at the fact that people were saying that Atlantic shelved her and Atlantic is getting ready to drop her. I remember hearing that. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one. Oh, she's dropped by Atlanta. That's why she's not putting out an album. So she is basically making fun of that. And she's constantly promoting her album, saying things like Atlantic wants me to promote my album. They're only giving me a budget of $50. So she did this and she made the announcement that she's going to be doing meet and greets in certain cities. So let's take a look and a listen to Cardi B.
Hear ye, hear ye. Due to the Imaginary Players music videos, Atlantic Records have done some deduction to my album's budget. So the new check has arrived and been received. And the new budget is $50. So due to the fact that the budget is $50 for my album, I have to go on the road and sell these CDs and vinyls myself. So I'm here to tell you that I might be going to your city next week, starting Friday. So let's see which are the luckiest, most famous, most wonderful, most grateful cities that have been chosen. Are you guys ready? So these are the dates and these are the cities that are chosen for me to come and do the meet and greet. In these locations, you're going to be able to buy a CD and a vinyl, whatever you want. I don't care. Just buy it. The first city is Friday, September 19th, Long Island, New York. Saturday, September 20th, Eastern Pennsylvania. Yes, Pennsylvania. We're going up to there. Sunday, September 21st, New York, New York. We double back in the city. Like, we don't New York love each other. You just gotta see me 2 times. Monday, September 22nd, Atlanta, Georgia. Anyway,
she's so goofy.
Tuesday, September 23rd, Houston, Texas. Get your fucking boots on. Yeah, that's right. And Thursday, September 25th, Long Beach, California. Yes, it's going to be the best meet and greet ever. Make sure you...
All right, so she's doing her thing. She's promoting and promoting and promoting like the rent is due. And you know what? She's in album mode, and I don't think anything is wrong with this. Obviously, she is connected to this project. She loves her fans. Her fans love her, and she's having fun. I like the fact that she is having fun. Um, so yeah, why the heck not? She's supposed to be promoting her album. Now, going back to that conversation, where people were saying that she has gotten shelved by Atlantic, which is her record label. That's why she's not putting out an album, etc., etc. Well, Atlantic CEO Elliot Grange, speaking to Billboard on the rumors Cardi B was shelved from the label, he says Cardi B is synonymous with the excellence that has made Atlantic Records a historically significant record label. So she is getting a huge cosign from the CEO of Atlantic. All right. So he says Cardi B is synonymous with the excellence that has made Atlantic Records a historically significant record label. She is a real vanguard and a groundbreaking career artist who continues to push hip hop and popular music culture forward in surprising and inspiring ways. This is the CEO of her record label. There is no one like her. We are fortunate to be in her orbit. All right. So all of those rumors that were circulating a couple years ago, up until recently, that she's been shelved by Atlantic. You know, they used the budget, all the budget for her first album. That's why she's not putting anything out. She's scared to put out a second album. That's why she's working so hard, because she's gonna have to pay for her own promotion and marketing, etc., etc. Well, the CEO basically put those rumors to bed and stated that he is grateful to have her as a artiste on the label. All right, and he gave her a huge compliment. I'm here for it. Why the heck not? I'm not gonna act like Cardi is a slouch, because I don't believe that she is. I don't believe that everything was handed to her. I think people tend to forget that mixtape Cardi existed before Invasion of Privacy came about. So she was, hustling and doing her thing. I do think that she likes the work and the entertaining side of this. And of course, she is not shy about liking the money. It is what it is, right? So she should be able to enjoy the fruits of her labor. And I thought that this was real nice and appropriate of the CEO to basically say that she was never shelved. What I do think is they might have been renegotiating the terms of her contract. There's always room for negotiation, especially she can come to the table with some demands, because she has been putting out work. She's been consistent. She's been associated with some of the biggest brands. She's gotten brand deals. She's made a lot of these companies a lot of money. So why not, rework the terms of your contract? I don't see anything wrong with that. That's what I'm thinking. I have no proof that that's the case, but that's what I am thinking. So kudos to Cardi B. Good luck to her. I wish her all the best. And trust me, the haters are gonna be listening, because I'm telling you, I've never seen anything like it. Well, I can't say that. Not that I recall. The people who state that they hate her guts, they keep up with everything that she's doing, every stat, everything. They probably know all of her kids' birthdays and times. It's weird. So when the album comes out, we will see. I'm pretty sure she's going to be heavily critiqued. I just hope that she has fun with the experience. Whatever happens is going to happen. Some people are going to like it. Some people are not going to like it. It is what it is. You can't please everybody. Okay. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's episode of She Royal Be Live. Okay. I am recording this while going live. I see on the back end, there is some system issues here. Okay. The system just won't let me be great, but that's okay. I have a backup plan, and this is recorded. So if you are watching the replay, be sure to like, comment, share your thoughts in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Be sure to check out the other content on the platform. All right. So I am signing off. A little bit under an hour. Don't worry, I'll be back. Okay. But until then, I love you for watching. And until next time, I will talk to you later.